Hey, you guys and gals, how you doing? Kevin O'Quan here. We're going to get started here in a second. I'm going to kick this off real quick. Let's go ahead and kick on this video. Let me know if you guys can see me. Let me know if you can see me. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Go ahead and adjust this. Boom. And the chat is up. What's up, Karen? What's up, Maria? Carly? Carly Hahn. You need to call me. Can you guys not hear me? Let's see if you guys can hear me. Make sure I'm on. Yeah, you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, okay. We had someone say they can't hear me. All right. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing in this pro webinar night? Let me hop inside of our group real quick and let people know that this is a gig, that we are live, that this is a thing. We've got a special guest on tonight, and I'm pretty freaking excited, as I always am when I have this guy. I'm just going to pop in here and post pro webinar is live. All right. All right. Let's get this started. Let's see. Bruce says, hi, Teshi. Yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude. Let me go ahead and open this up and see if he is with us. And we will go from there. If I can find the chat. What's up, Christopher? What's up, man? Ooh, Karen, get better. I see your post. Hold on a minute. Let me give me a second. I'm going to pull out Hitesh. Zoom likes to hide functionality on me. All right, here we are. All right, guys, let's go ahead and grab him. Hitesh. There's my boy. Let's promote you, sir. You are now a panelist, and then I'm going to promote you even further. I hear you dinging in. Guys, give Hitesh a warm welcome. Say, what's up, Hitesh? Let me know you guys can see him or hear him if you can. I'll make you a co-host, my dude. There you go. You should be unmuted. All right, guys, let's kick this off. Hey, I've been seeing a lot of really cool posts inside the Facebook group real quick before we get started. And it's really good to see you guys. I saw someone posting their commission snapshots and stuff like that. Be careful about sharing those, but it is good to see you guys getting commissions and earning money and making money in this thing already. So it's pretty cool. So Hitesh, are you here, my dude? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I gotcha, dude. I gotcha. It's guys, I always get excited when Hitesh gets on these, and judging by the chat. Take a look at the chat, Hitesh. Can you see the chat with the co-host?
Yes, I can. I have been looking at the chat. Yes.
Yeah, it's
a lot of people have been saying hi to Hitesh, and that kind of bothers me because I'm like, that's a lot of Indians. That many Indians you're saying hi to. Oh my goodness. So many Hiteshes. That's not okay. The world is not better off for having that many Hiteshes in a single chat.
It is. It is. It is. It's good to have you on this call, man. Guys, if you don't know, Hitesh has been working night and day. I don't think the man sleeps to make sure that this system is everything you need to be and much, much more. And I think the last 48 hours have been like the most excited I have been because I've gotten some crazy updates from Hitesh on things he's doing. And it's just nutty, guys. Like I can't even, like, you guys are about to see some of the updates we're doing on CFN. But yeah, is my voice very low? You can hear me loud and clear, Hitesh?
I can hear you, yes, but I'm also used to your voice fluctuating because of hormonal reasons.
Hold on, let me see if I can up the volume on that. But I'm going to shut up here in a second anyway. I really want Hitesh to kind of grab the screen and show you guys some of the cool stuff he's got going on. But I will up my volume for those of you who are like, hey, turn up the volume. That should be a little bit better, huh?
Yes, that is quite a bit better.
Better? All right. All right.
Some people may have lost hearing from that, but for the rest of us, that's okay.
Let me drop it back down. All right, very cool, very cool. So, yeah, man, let's. You want to go through some CFN stuff? We got about 56 minutes, and then we have an elite call tonight, guys. And
yes,
you guys might have always heard me talk about don't upgrade to elite, don't do it. Give me a 2 in the chat if you've heard me say that. And tonight I'm going to be saying the exact freaking opposite because of what you're about to see. So I'm gonna shut up, man. If you want to grab a screen, take it away, or if you want me to go over anything first.
No, that's actually fine. I will go ahead and grab the screen, and everybody, please let me know if you can see the screen. You should be seeing a CFN back office. Perfect. All right, guys. So we're going to do a little bit of before and after today, okay? And then we're going to talk about some of the breakdowns of different things. We're going to address 3 very distinct things. We're going to talk about the background of what's happening in CFN. We're going to talk about the new members area and what's going to happen there. And then we're going to talk about the new payment schedule and the new pay. Okay, now that usually with companies, when they say, okay, guys, you're going to make an adjustment to how you get paid, that's typically not a positive thing. It's the exact opposite here. This might be the most exciting thing you guys have experienced in a very, very long time. So let's walk you through the old flow and let's make sure everybody's on the same page. Okay, so this was the old flow of CFN. Okay, I think all of you understand this. Please give me a 1 if you all understand this process. I'm going to walk through it quick. So here's how it goes. You are the agent. The agent refers the patient. The patient then enters their information. The agent then purchases the kit for the patient and gets shipped to them. Then there is a teledoc service. A physician follows up with the patient. The patient completes their kit. You follow up with the patient to make sure they do complete their kit. And then they submit that in. And 20 to 60 days after that, you get paid. Okay. Already groundbreaking in the way that this works. Okay, it's a very nice system, but there are 2 problems with this process. One is that you have a cost right here. You have a cost before you get paid. And if you know us, we don't really like that a whole lot if we can avoid it. Okay, so we don't like that you have to pay a cost upfront before you get paid. 1. Second, you have to do a lot of follow-up. There's actually a lot of interaction between you and the patient, which presents a few compliance issues potentially, and it also puts more work on your plate, right? So we also don't like that quite as much. So what we've been doing over the last, let's say 4 weeks, but especially in the last 2 weeks, is we've been working very hard to fix this flow, to make it even better than what it was. And we actually were able to go a little beyond what we thought. Our original aim was to eliminate the cost and work from you. We ended up changing it such that not only did we eliminate the cost from you, but we might actually have a way now to even have you get more money before the process is completed. Okay, so let me know if that sounds exciting. If that sounds excited, please use some English letters and say something like yes instead of a number. Alrighty, everybody loves that. Awesome. Okay, so let's look at the new flow. Okay, this is the new flow and how it's going to work and why we are going to recommend that you get on Elite. Okay, so here's how it works now. The agent, which is you, refers a patient to CFN. Same as before, pretty straightforward. Patient enters their information into CFN. Same as before. Now, if you'll notice, there's a block missing. The agent does not follow up with the patient. The agent does not buy a kit for the patient. In fact, we immediately have the patient scheduled with the teledoc location with one of the physicians. They receive the kit directly from them. You do not have to buy the kit up front, okay? And we will be able to move you guys all onto a 15 to 30-day cycle of payments. That means you will get paid on fixed dates going forward. You don't have to wait a variable 20 to 60 days. We're actually going to announce a very specific payment schedule. You're going to get paid immediately. But here's something else that happens that's a lot of fun. So our idea was to eliminate some of the costs and some of the compliance things. So we essentially removed the cost of the kit from you guys and we moved it to the back end where we said the cost of kit and the cost of administration, which, as you'll notice, you no longer follow up with the patient. You no longer do any of the interaction with them. There's actually trained patient intake specialists that who do all of that. All of those costs get deducted from your earnings, from the fees that you earn at the end of the cycle. That means you have 0 costs up front. but it gets a little bit better. One of the things that we can do for our elite members, if you'll remember what we'd announced before, was that elite members got a discount on the kits that they purchased. Well, now we're able to kind of flip that around and make it even better. Because you don't have a cost of kit upfront, we're actually able to reimburse the cost of kit and the cost of administration to the elite member. Okay, so this actually goes the complete opposite way. Instead of giving you a discount on the kits, we're actually paying you for the kit upfront. Okay, that is kind of mind-boggling in a way. What that means is that when the teledoc appointment happens, when the physician has the appointment, the patient is going to receive the kit, you actually get paid your first reimbursement right then. This is before a reimbursement comes in from Medicare. This is before the test is actually completed. You actually get paid a portion right away. The cost of the kit, so $25, which is the cost of kit, and $25, which is the cost of administration, is what we have to pay people, what CFN pays people to have them actually make the calls, do the follow-up, do all that stuff. Both of these actually get reimbursed to you before they're actually accounted for. That means an elite member gets this reimbursed to their account, which means they get paid $50 when this step occurs, before all of the process is complete. Now, if you're a pro user, it's still awesome for you because you don't have this cost anymore. If you're a pro user, you don't have this cost anymore. All of this still gets deducted in the back end. You still move on the faster payment cycle as well. So all the pro members get the faster payment cycle. They receive they don't have to spend the money on the kits and so on. But because we had elite members receiving a discount on their kits first, now they're instead receiving a reimbursement. And this alone, in my opinion at least, and I'm assuming Kevin's as well, this one change alone now suddenly changes the game dramatically. That means if you are an elite member and you refer 2 patients in a month who only get to this point, they don't necessarily go all the way through, they don't necessarily actually get the reimbursement on the test, but they actually just get to the point where they're approved for the test, where they meet the qualifications for the test, you immediately receive $50. And that means for 2 patients, you receive $100. That means your cost of elite is basically zero if you can refer 2 free patients to CareFreeNow. Okay, completely mind-blowing. And we're only talking about CGX stuff right now, guys. This is only CGX. This is just the cancer stuff right now. Okay. Now, all of the other things still happen. You still get paid when they do PGX. You still get paid if they use any other service in CFN. But on top of that, you now get paid this upfront. Now, we went a little back and forth on this, but here is how the system works. The way the system works is that when you have referred somebody in UpGroup and they receive any kind of earning in their account, you receive a check match on it, right? What that means is that when this 25 and 25 payment happens, which is $50 payment, when this payment happens, if you referred somebody who makes this happen, you also receive a check match on it. So that means you're now actually receiving check match on users you referred to UpGroup who are referring free members to CareFreeNow who have not actually even completed the test yet. They're purely earning a marketing fee upfront. So for us, this suddenly changes the game. Now we can actually say upfront, okay, all of you guys have to be elite, because now from a mathematical perspective, this makes a lot more sense. You actually get paid upfront. Now look, again, if you're a pro member, we don't want to push you to upgrade to elite. It's not like the end of the world or scenario or something like that, but this is a great deal for you as a pro member already. Your upfront cost is gone. Your payment schedule is faster than it was. Your work that you had to do in following up with patients is gone. You don't have to do that anymore either, okay? All of that is great. But if you also want the additional $50 up front, you also want to do all of the fancy stuff on that, that's where Elite makes a lot of sense. Okay, now there's a few other things that are going to happen in Elite that we're going to announce in the next week's webinar that will make Elite an even better option. Okay, we're not going to announce it today because we have a lot to cover right now. But this is the new flow that's going to work with CFN starting the following month. Okay, so starting May 1st, this is the flow that it's going to work on, okay, not on the existing one. We're going to send out an announcement to all of the members in CareFreeNow already. We're going to have them change, we're going to have them re-input their information to match this criteria instead. So you guys don't necessarily have to follow up with them. Of course, it's a good thing if you do follow up with them, but now they will be presented with a new system in CareFreeNow itself as well. Okay, so so Dean, just to clarify, that $50 that you receive as reimbursement is not actually deducted at the end. Let me explain how that works. So let's look at the commission from beginning to end. You get $350 on successful CGX test. Okay, that's what you receive as an UpGroup agent right now. Okay, and right now you had an upfront cost of $25 for the kit, and you had to do all the work yourself. Instead, what we have done is, if you're a pro member, okay, this $25 cost is no longer going to be a cost upfront to you. It's going to be deducted at the end of the cycle. Okay, and the $25 administrative cost is going to be deducted at the end of the cycle. That means you will get to net $300 in the bank when all the process is done, after the cost of the kit and administration is taken out. Okay, which again is great because you're not spending anything extra and you're getting paid sooner. But if you're an elite member, you will actually get reimbursed these costs before the end of the cycle. So what's going to happen for an elite member is that before the cycle ends, you're going to receive $25 for the kit back. You're going to receive the $25 for the administrative fee back. So even though that same deduction happens at the end, you're actually getting paid that upfront. You're still getting $350 on the test. You're getting this upfront. What that means is, if you referred a patient who actually got to the point where they received the kit, but for whatever reason, they didn't finish the process could not be completed on them. Maybe the Teladoc system said, you know what, after looking through your history, maybe this is not advisable for you. We're not going to do it right now. Or for whatever reason, Medicare says, no, we're not going to cover this particular person's test. You still get to keep that 50. And to me, that's actually kind of mind-blowing. Okay, that kind of changes things dramatically. So Irene, just to clarify what the admin fee is. So administrative fee is the new thing that we're doing going forward, starting May 1st. The reason why it's being done is that we don't want you to actually follow up with the patient. It's actually an intake specialist, a trained, certified person who actually goes through and follows up with the patient instead of you. And that's basically what CFN pays them. So we would much rather have it that way because it keeps everything very compliant, right? Now, you don't have to worry about any patient data. You don't have to worry about, am I following up with them the right way? Did I accidentally ask them or do something that may be a negative? This eliminates all of that. And again, it's not a cost to you up front. It just gets deducted from the end of the cycle. So let me know if this is clear. If this is clear to everybody, please say 6 in the chat. Perfect. And how long will this be in effect for? This is perpetual going forward. From May 1st, this is the new system. This is not a temporary promotion. This is a permanent change going forward from May 1st. Well, permanent in the sense, we don't have any plans of changing it unless there has to be a change because of the industry as a whole, right? There might be something that changes dramatically. There might be a new type of test that comes out. So things might change because of that, but not because of us. There is no plan of changing that. Okay. Now, alongside this, because this changes how you as an agent interact with the patient, this also changes how the patient interacts with the CareFreeNow system. Okay, so let's look at the CareFreeNow system now. Okay, and I don't like saying now so many times, but let's take a look at this really quick. Okay, let me know if you guys can see this back office. Please say yes if you can see the back office. Perfect. Okay. So now let's look at how this process changes from a patient's perspective. Now you're going to refer a patient in, and instead of having them go through a series of questions about different things and so on, instead we first create a profile for the patient. And based on this profile, we can make recommendations to them. Okay. So in this scenario, the patient will come in, they will enter their personal information, basically their name, email, phone number, basic information, like gender, and so on. And unfortunately, I have to clarify, we only have male and female as options on gender. So Kevin, you can't be a part of this.
I can't.
But for everybody else, it should
I can't have to be able to.
Yes, you'll have to lie for it. Moving on to the next section is the coverage information. The coverage information is where they will be filling in information about what coverage they are on. Okay, whether they're on Medicare, whether they're on Medicaid, whether they're on private insurance, whatever insurance they are on, that will be the information that they will provide in the coverage information section. Okay, keep in mind that so far they are not having to go through any medical information yet. We are just building a profile for them to figure out what things they will actually benefit from. Okay, next piece that we're going to go to is their medical information. Now, the medical information is different from the way it was. Instead of asking them literally what we had before was 55 questions that have both family and personal history, we actually calculated out it was 240 clicks that somebody had to make to finish that process. Now it's dramatically shorter and much more to the point. Asks them, do you have diabetes? Yes or no? If yes, give us some information about how you treat yourself right now. If no, great, moving on to the next one. Do you have any allergies? Yes or no? Great, moving on to the next one. So on and so forth, right? Based on this, the system immediately starts building a profile for the person to figure out what things they will actually benefit from, right? Depending on what medications they might be on, if they have any active pain at the moment, if they have diabetes or not, and so on. And then finally, based on that, it'll give them a series of results. And it'll say, look, here are some things that we believe you will actually benefit from. Okay, now keep in mind, this is not, what I'm showing you right now is not the live system, so the links aren't active. But essentially, it's going to look at it and say, okay, looks like you will benefit from a CGX test. Click here, and we will take you to the CGX test portion, which is in the preventative care. It looks like you will benefit from PGX, yes or no. It looks like you will benefit from some pain management systems. It looks like you will benefit from supplementation, which is medical metabolic supplements. It looks like, by the way, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it looks like based on your current history and some of the things that you are looking at, you will benefit from some CBD products. Here is a discount that you can use on metabolic design to acquire the only doctor recommended CBD products on the market right now. Well, you can imagine what happens in the background. When they use that coupon, you as the referrer get credited for that sale on metabolic design as well. So you're actually building CareFreeNow, but you're also building your metabolic design business at the same time. Okay. And again, you're giving them a pretty nice option, right? And now this is coming as a recommendation from a medical system. Okay. And yes, patients can take this information to their own doctors. They can actually go to their PCPs. And in fact, when they talk with a physician on the phone, when they have the teledoc service, the teledoc actually will ask them, hey, who are some other physicians that you would like us to send this information to? So maybe your personal doctor that you see often, we can send this information to them as well. And that way, all of our records are up to date. So all of that is also done in the background. So based on all of this, it's going to tell them what preventative care options will be good for them, what medical care options will be good for them, and then finally, what legal and windfall options will be good for them. Now, legal and windfall situations are people where, because of their history, maybe they've had personal injuries, maybe when they were being birthed, they were given the wrong thing, maybe they had an x-ray with too much contrast, maybe they were exposed to certain kind of radiation, stuff like that, all sorts of things. They can actually go in and receive very specific help on that. And what we have been told now is that the windfall and tort cases that we are looking at right now, that can be as high as $3 million per incident. Okay, so that means you can actually now go out, you can refer a patient in, you can tell them, hey, I remember you used to work at this factory, or you worked in a coal mine, or whatever it may be. It doesn't even have to be that extreme. You worked with Kevin, so you probably are owed some money from someone, because that's something to put up with. But you can have all, you can have somebody,
those two
Kevin.
things.
I don't know. I just have to, for some reason, say something about it. It's very. So you can basically recommend them to go in, and they would basically come in and they would say, okay, look, I had a birth accident. I had a birth injury when I was born or when I was giving birth, or I had something in family law, or I got mesothelioma because I was exposed to asbestos. I was worked as a firefighter, whatever it may be. You can have all of those scenarios. You submit that intake request, and it's actually pretty straightforward. You will select something, and they will go through, they will select which state the incident happened in. It'll ask them what county it happened in. And based on that, they will be connected with the right person who specializes in that specific geographical location. Again, they don't pay anything for any of this. Okay, there is no cost to the patient. There is no cost to you as an agent. When they fill out this form, This goes in the background for approval and processing. And in as little as 7 days, if they have a genuine condition, if there's a genuine situation that can actually be helped with, and by the way, no, this is not for Medicare and Medicaid only. This is for everything. They could be on private insurance. They could be on no insurance. Okay, this is for everyone. They will then receive a follow-up from the legal network that will say, look, it looks like you really need help in these scenarios. We believe there is a genuine situation that you can be helped with, and they will take care of them. Again,
Lost you.
my apology. No, it's my headset. I have a wireless headset, and it decides after every 30 minutes it's time to turn off. So, no, actually, I prefer this quite a bit. I would rather have this minor inconvenience than live an inconvenient life the rest of my life because of Mac. So we will stick with this. So this is updated all the time. Okay, the background tort network is updated all the time. It is absolutely real time, including cases that have not come out to tort yet, but they're in the process. A good example is the Roundup situation, right? There's also examples with, like I said, X-ray with contrast. There is scenarios with different things that are currently in the works that are not really live yet. Now, when that happens, we actually the patient will receive help from the legal perspective, and then you as the referring agent will also receive a commission for generating that particular lead for the legal network. Okay, so you refer a patient in. Let's say they're not on Medicare, they're not on Medicaid, they have no insurance, they don't benefit from anything, they have zero pain in their body, but they're like, you know what? I had these incidents that happened in the past. You can actually still see as high as $1,000 per incident from them, from just referring that patient. Okay, so they don't have to be just medical related. They can be personal injury cases. They can be they can actually be elder law cases. They can be mistreatment of seniors cases. They can be all sorts of different things. So you will actually receive commissions on all of them as well. Now, this whole new back office that you're seeing right now, all of this will be live starting tomorrow morning. That means you will be able to start referring patients in immediately starting tomorrow morning. Okay, so you start referring patients in, they go through all of these different things, they get noted in there. Now, when we go into this new structure of CGX cases, starting May 1st, any leads that you generated, any members that you referred during this time, from today to May 1st, will also get backdated. They will be grandfathered into this, and you will receive the reimbursements on them as well. Okay, so just so we are clear, even though this new flow will be live starting May 1st, we will backdate all of the leads that you've generated, all of the people that you referred, all the patients that are in the system. They will be backdated to you, and they will be grandfathered in, and you will still receive the reimbursements on them. Okay?
Just real quick, just to make this clear on this, that means for elite members, anyone that they have in the system that qualifies thus far, what do they get? We paying them out that $50?
That is correct. I thought that was clear, but I will say it again.
Sure everyone hears that and understands that, because it's huge. So everything you've done up till now, guys, for those of you who have people in the system, they're going to get followed up with to go through the new system. And if you're an elite member, you're going to get to bank those $50. It's just money in the bank for you right now.
Yep. And in terms of RTW commissions or RTW referrals, which is righting the wrongs, these get paid every 2 weeks. Okay, and we're actually working on bringing them down to a net 7 by the time we go live, okay, which is tomorrow morning. We actually have a call tonight after the Elite webinar to actually finalize that. We're trying to bring it down to net 7 so we can actually pay you guys even faster on these. But that's how this whole process works. Now, in terms of the question, can we refer ourselves into the system? Look, you cannot refer yourself as a patient because that's called incentivization. Right? You can't actually incentivize yourself to receive medical care, which is being covered by taxpayers. Okay, so if you just click on CareFreeNow in your back office in UpGroup, you will be taken to your referrals link, which is exactly what should be happening. Your referrer in UpGroup should benefit from it. Your spouse can, somebody else that's unrelated to you can, your relatives can, your friends can, your neighbors can, all of that is fine. You just cannot incentivize yourself. Okay. But yes, overall, the system is ridiculously easy. You can, I think you can see yourself how this new back office flows. It's much simpler. It's much broader in its range. It addresses all the possible issues that a person could have, and it really tries to get you the maximum value possible per individual that you refer into CareFreeNow. And with the new flow, for CGX especially, you actually get paid more, you get paid up front, your workload is much lower, and you get paid faster. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is a pretty magnificent leap forward in the healthcare space in terms of how it's being addressed in the back end for you guys as agents and how it's being addressed for the patients on the front end. All right. Yes, to answer your question, JP, yes, you can get into CFN for RTW starting tomorrow morning. If you go to CareFreeNow website right now, you will still see the old version. Starting tomorrow morning, you're going to see this new version that we just showed you. So you'll be able to take part in that right away. All right. So all of that is pretty good news. One thing that we need to go over now is also the compliance side of all of this. We need to talk about the compliance. We need to talk about how this changes things and how this changes things in terms of, is this safe? Is this legal? What about Medicare fraud and things like that? So this is actually one of the biggest reasons why this is the system that so many other people are using. So to tell you why we're able to do this, okay, this whole flow, for example, the reason why we are able to do this now is we have been approached by multiple different labs. We've been approached by multiple different networks, multiple large companies in this space, and they've come to us and said, there's huge compliance problems in the space right now. We need a system like this. So everybody's actually either shutting down or actually shifting to us. In many cases, we are the background provider for some other companies now. And this is what makes CareFreeNow so powerful. And this is why they're able to do all of these things. Yes, buddy, you are correct. You understand correctly. The kit will get mailed to the patient and be taken from patient back to the lab without your interaction at all. You don't have to deal with that. You don't need to touch that. Now, the reason why that's happening is that there are two things that are very critical going forward. One is patient consent and patient's data being patient's own data. What they don't want happening is that people get on the phone and they either scare people or they convince people to use medical services they don't actually need. And that often happens with call centers where you have a trained salesperson gets on the call and they ask all these leading questions and they get the patients, especially the elderly, into getting services they don't actually need. That completely gets thrown out the window with CareFreeNow. This way, nobody's interacting with patient's data. Nobody's walking the patient through it. The patient is doing it themselves. Okay, so that's key number one. The second is that many times patients are led into taking services or applying for tests and stuff like that when it's not actually medically necessary. And that completely gets changed in our system because the patient doesn't actually receive any test or any medical devices or any medical information until it is actually reviewed by a physician. They get on a call together and the patient and the physician go through it themselves. Okay, so this completely changes that. You notice one of the big differences here is that we don't even get the kit to the patient now until it is recommended by a physician. While earlier, you were going to acquire the kit for the patient before the teledoc service actually spoke to them. So this new flow actually makes it more compliant. Interestingly enough, it's more money in your pocket, less work for you, but it's actually more compliant than before. Oftentimes it's the opposite. People think we got to be less compliant so we can make more money. In this case, being more compliant actually makes more money for you guys. So that's actually a really good thing. The third thing is just the scale of things. A big problem that you have is when you have localized labs or localized doctors and they realize they can get away with stuff. In fact, I just saw a news report, and you guys can look this up. It's just published today, where a $1.2 billion in Medicare fraud were committed just on knee, neck, and back braces with just a small group of doctors. Look it up. It's called Operation Brace Yourself, if you want a fun read. Operation Brace Yourself. And what happened is a group of doctors got together and the manufacturers of these braces would give them kickbacks for them to go out and recommend to patients who didn't need any braces that they get these braces and they build Medicare for it. And that was $1 billion plus fraud. Okay, now here's a crazy thing. That's $1 billion in fraud with just one small group that was actually caught. You know there's a lot of fraud going on that isn't actually caught. And on top of that, if you can imagine, That's just the fraud part. The whole market is actually way bigger. So everybody's looking for the better way of doing this. They're looking for how can we make this much more compliant? How can we make sure there's a paper trail all the way through? How can we make sure that the patient is in control of all of their data and we can track all of this down? And that's one of the big things that we are able to do for them. And we're able to spread this out across many different networks. It doesn't go to one small network of people. It's going across multiple labs, across multiple doctors, across multiple different physicians that are certified in different things. So all of this makes us much more compliant, much safer. And frankly, right now, in my opinion, one of the only options out there that is safe to work with. So that concludes essentially what is happening with CFN over the next 3 to 4 weeks. So you're going to see these changes going forward across multiple days. So Kevin, I believe there's a little slide that we had made earlier that I would like you to put on the screen if possible. It's a slide that walks through the different services in CareFreeNow, what the new payment schedules will look like, and how you guys will be able to work with that.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, we are waiting. It's okay. We're used to waiting with you.
Calm down. Settle down. Well, you already drew it out. Everything that's in the slide you just drew out.
Okay. I guess I'll draw it a little bit out more as well, because I think we need to be clear that there are multiple things in here. So let's look at RTW. We are looking at 7 to 14-day payments. Okay. And these payments will range anywhere from about $60 on the low side to $900 on the high side per incident. Okay. And then for CGX, we are sticking, it's the exact same as before. It's $350. The cost of kit, which is $25, and cost of administrative actions, which is also $25, gets deducted at the end. So there's no cost to you up front. Elite members get this reimbursement, the 25 plus 25. They get that reimbursed to them on qualifying event, which is when a person comes in, they meet all the criteria, the teledoc service confirms that yes, they indeed will benefit from CGX. You get paid that $50 immediately, regardless of what happens going forward. PGX is the same. It remains at $200. We're going to do a separate call about PGX altogether. As I said, this whole flow affects CGX. We're going to do a separate call for PGX, but relatively, it's going to go through the same flow as it was before. In terms of pain and supplements and so forth, this depends on insurance. It depends on the patient's history. Also, for example, diabetic supplies. All of this depends on the patient history and coverage. And you're looking at the payout being roughly 15 to 30 days after May 1st. So May 1st is when we move on to this new system, and you're going to see these new payment schedules starting in June, because that's 30 days out from May. And then for the patient history and coverage on diabetic supplies and so forth, you're looking at, again, 15 to 30-day net cycle. And then, of course, finally, you have metabolic design for CBD products recommendations. And for this, you are looking at a regular MD commissions coming into your account. Okay, so that remains exactly as it has been before. Does all of this make sense? Is all of this 100% clear? Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to answer some of the questions that are in here quick, and then we will need to shut down for the Elite webinar, which starts in a few minutes. So let's go through 3 questions quick. Then we're going to talk about Elite quick, and we're going to hopefully move on. Okay, so will there be a replay of this webinar? Yes, we will post a replay in the back office. When will you all start contacting the referrals already in the system? This will start happening day after tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to make the new system live. We do a little live test every time when we do that. We're going to make the new system live. We're going to mail everybody in UpGroup, and we're going to mail all the users inside CFN, letting them know there's a new flow, and they need to go and re-enter some of their information. How can we get a recording of this webinar? The webinar recording will be posted in the back office, and Kevin might also share it with you guys. And should we get a notification when we have an order for metabolic design products? Yes, you should. please clarify box 2. So I believe by box 2, you're referring to this box right here. Please confirm this is what you're referring to. Patient enters info. This is just them entering information inside their CareFreeNow account. Is there a system to mark CFN, cold call scripts, and so on? Yes, so actually, we do have some cold call scripts in place. We also have a lot of other resources in place. We're also updating them in the CFN portal inside UpGroup, so you'll have access to all of that there. I highly recommend that before you even think of cold market on this, the first thing you should do is focus on your warm market, your immediate contacts, have them go through the process so you can make sure you understand everything. Are the kits still free to all that qualify? So the kit, yes, the kits will not cost the patient anything. We're not going to charge the patient ever for a kit. You don't have to worry about that. Do we still get 40% commission on lead membership? Absolutely. So actually, you want to show this webinar to your downline. You want to have them see why they need to upgrade to Elite, because when they do, you do receive the 40% commission on that as well. Is there an age limit, young or old? No, there is no age limit on CFN now. There are significant age limits on each individual thing. For example, CGX is not recommended for somebody over 80, because even if you figure out at over 80 that they are likely to get a certain cancer, there isn't significant benefit there to know that, because a lot of the things that they could have done to prevent it would have happened way back, 30, 50 years ago. So there are certain age limits on each individual thing, but there is no age limit now on CareFreeNow itself. Okay, as long as they are over 18, they can have an account in the system. Should we still be qualifying for Medicare, PPO, and so on? Yes, you should still be qualifying CGX patients for Medicare, but you can refer anybody into CareFreeNow at this point, because even if they don't qualify for CGX or PGX because of their medical coverage, they might qualify for other things. Okay, so yes, for CGX, they have to be on Medicare. In certain states, they have to be on Medicaid. And for PGX, it's the same way, but you don't have to worry about that with all the other services. And that's one of the reasons why we built it this way now. You want people to come in, let them put their information, and the system will figure out based on their information what services they can actually benefit from. Can I sign up a chain of stores with CBD for a bigger discount? You can. We actually have a wholesale program specifically for situations like that. Please send a message in and say, I'm an Elite member looking for wholesale referral structure with CBD stuff, and we will hook you up with that. They can actually order directly from the website with a special wholesale account, and that's very doable. Can I deduct Elite costs from monthly commissions at Pro? So yes, you will be able to do that as well. We need confirmation on that. Kev, can you confirm whether or not we can do that yet? If they can upgrade to Elite, I believe it's in the works. It's either today or tomorrow.
No, they can upgrade to Elite right now, and it gives them the discounted rate. So if you're a Pro member and you upgrade to Elite, you get a discounted rate, guys. And
no, I think he's referring about the commissions. If he has $100 in commissions from Pro already, can he use that towards Elite? If not yet, I think we can do that today.
Yeah. Check it. Go in the back office. You should see the button there. If it's not there, then it's being updated, and you'll be able to tomorrow. It might already be there. That's one thing we're working on.
How long is a person cookie to your link? Okay, yeah. When you refer somebody to CFN, they are your referral forever. Okay, this is not a cookie structure. If they have created an account in CFN and you referred them, then they are your member for as long as they're a member. Which cancers does CGX test for? There's 12 different cancers. They're actually in the back office. There's a whole list of them in the CFN members area. If you go to the qualifying questions, you will see them. Can your client or patient enter their personal history information without you being present? Absolutely, they can. That's actually one of the big benefits of CFN. This is a patient self-service portal. You don't need to be present for them to enter that information. You don't have to be there to guide them through it unless they specifically ask for your help. Think of it just like filling out a form. You go to urgent care and they give you a pad with a bunch of questions on it, and you fill this information out. That's exactly what's happening here. Do we have CFN brochures available? Because we're going to have to do institutional accounts. Yes, we have a bunch of stuff already in the CFN portal, and there is more stuff being put back there. As you can imagine, because of this new flow, things change quite dramatically. So there's actually going to be new materials we posted there over the entire time. From today until May 1st, there will be new materials being added in there all the time. I'm not receiving notifications when my referrals join UpGroup. Nicole, please make a support ticket for that because you should be getting notifications. We can confirm that the notifications are going out because I actually just got notifications today. So we will make sure that that's working for you. Okay, and so is this covered by most insurances? No, so CGX is covered. Okay, well, let's see again. CGX is covered by Medicare and certain Medicaids. PGX is covered by Medicare and certain Medicaids. Diabetic supplies, for example, are covered by Medicare, but also by many private insurances. Pain management systems and DME are covered by many different insurances, not just Medicare. So it all depends on which insurance they are on. That will all be done within CFN by the physician and so on. Okay. Okay. So guys, we are at 45 minutes in. We have to get ready for the next webinar, which is the Elite webinar. For pain, I'll just answer this quick. So Greg, for pain management, we're talking about hydrotherapy, we're talking about certain medications, we're talking about skin creams, we're talking about topical solutions, we're talking about a lot of different things there. It all depends on what the physician actually recommends. Okay, so really quick, Kevin, if you could share your screen and walk through the process of upgrading from Pro to Elite so people can see where to go, where to click, and they can see what that discounted price looks like. Basically, guys, there's a discounted price that you receive because you're already on Pro, so you'll only pay the difference. You basically pay a prorated price for it. So Kevin, if you can show that quick and show everybody where the Elite webinar link is so they can register for it because we have 10 minutes and then we'll be on there.
So it's pretty simple, guys, right here. If you go in your back office, you're a Pro member. If you click on this Elite button right here, okay, go right on your dashboard, click on Elite to register for the webinar. If you click on that and you don't have Elite, it's going to take you to a page to upgrade. So it's going to stop you. It'll show your subscriptions. You'll click on Upgrade to Elite. You'll say okay, and you're actually going to see, since you're a Pro webinar, since you're a Pro, you'll see a discount right here. So it'll be your first month is only going to be $60, right? Because it's taking that difference. And then you can go ahead and update from there. You can upgrade from here. Put in your credit card info, upgrade, pay, and then you are in. And then just once you're done, go back to your dashboard right here and click on this Elite webinar registration, and that'll put you on the webinar. We're going to go over some more, the commission flow for Elite. I've got some updates for you guys on what we're doing with the Facebook marketing as well. There's that whole portal, the Elite portal, is actually going to be changing. Okay, it's going to be changing because there's going to be so many different things you guys can get. And I saw a question on, hey, what about more discounts on metabolic design? We're going to talk about that on the Elite call as well, but that is a go. That's a yes. So there's a lot of stuff that we're doing there. This usually for me, you guys, if you've been on calls with me, I've told you over and over and over again, do not upgrade for Elite. Yet you don't listen to me and you keep upgrading. And now I'm telling you, if everything you heard tonight sounds good and you want more of that, you want bigger discounts and be able to earn those commissions on the front end, which is insane. It's insane to be able to earn those commissions on the front end. And then if nothing happens with that person, you still keep those commissions. We don't claw them back or take them back. Elite's the place to be. Elite is the place to be. All right. So for those of you who are ready to hop in that world, hop in that world. There's probably going to be, we have the webinar starting here in about 8 minutes. Okay. And then yes. So Priscilla asks, hey, look, is it $60 for the first month and then $99 every month after? Yes, it is. So the reason why it's $60, it'll show $60 for you, is because if you're on a Pro membership, you're getting that discount. So you're on a $40 subscription. We just want to take that out of there and make sure that you're upgrading for $60, right? To make it just worth it for you. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are ready, hop on that, get Elite. And then what we're going to do is, and I'm going to walk you guys through some of the stuff we're doing this week in Elite. And then we're going to answer some more questions on CFN. And we're going to go over the commission structure and some of the wholesale stuff we have coming into place. A lot of you want to wholesale CBDs. That's going to be an Elite function. You're going to get some discounts on metabolic design CBDs yourself. And the next week, we got some really crazy stuff going on. So, and this is a good thing to point out. Norman just said, hey, remember when you get Pro, you get Pro and Elite training. Absolutely. If you're an Elite member, you have access to everything in Pro and you have access to Elite. Okay. So all the Pro portal, everything you have access to, you're just getting access to this Elite portal, the discounts, the commissions on the front end. right? All that stuff. And we'll be discussing a lot of that on that elite call starting here in a couple minutes.
Alrighty then, gents and ladies and Kevin, we will see you guys on the elite webinar. And I think this was great. Honestly, this was a lot of fun for me. I love giving great news when I can. So we will talk with you guys soon, and see you there.
All right, guys. See ya.